Good morning everyone, I hope we're doing well. It's been a few days since a video. I'm just going to try and get a bit more light in here. I just parked up in my garage. So yeah, hope everyone's doing well this morning. So this morning I'm talking about why no should be your default answer. And what I'm talking about as your default answer, I mean like when opportunities come your way, when people ask you to do things for them, when people ask for you to work on a project with them maybe, why no should be your default answer. It's counterintuitive and it's not the way that most of us tend to look at things. I know I've been guilty of that for way too long. Just saying yes to everything. Yes, we'll do that, and yes, we'll do this, and yes, we'll try that, and yes, I'm interested in that opportunity. But Warren Buffett said something on the lines of the difference between successful people and really successful people is that the really successful people say no most of the time. And so why is that? And that's it's a really interesting point, but why? And I think it boils down to this, and the reason I'm thinking about this morning is I'm just about to jump on a coaching call with a brand new client. I've known him for a while. We've been working sort of on and off together. He's sent some bookings our way for K-Suites, and he's asked me about management on a number of occasions. He's thought about outsourcing, and he's been quite indecisive. He's been looking at lots of different options and sort of interested in everything, but not really clear on any one thing. And that is essentially the crux of the problem. If you're not 100% clear on exactly what you want, like what your goals are, where you're going, then naturally you're going to say yes to all sorts, yes to every shiny penny that comes by. And if you do that, you're not going to get to where you ultimately want to be. So the first thing I'm going to do on our mentoring call this morning is to really establish where are we going. Not where are we going today, not where are we going next week, but where are we going in 5 years, 10 years time? And then where are we going to go in the meantime to get to that 5-10 year goal? Because it's very easy to get sucked in by today's shiny opportunity. And it's easy to get sort of sidetracked by that hustle mentality of sort of like, let's do everything, let's get involved in everything, let's say yes and build. What's that phrase? When an opportunity comes along, say yes and deal with it afterwards. Or there's the one about jumping off a cliff, isn't there? Jumping off a cliff and building a plane on the way down. That's all very well, and it all sounds very exciting. But actually, if you're not, if your intention was never to build a plane, then why jump? So I've been applying this a lot recently. Actually, I've been turning away more management opportunities than I ever have. At the moment, I probably get approached for management of serviced accommodation units at least once a day, probably 2 or 3 times most days. And whilst I don't immediately just say no, I'm not interested, that would be counterproductive for sure. I do assess every opportunity before we get involved. If I don't believe we can make money for the person working with us, and ultimately it make business sense for us, then I will say no. And I am turning away more units now than I take on, which is a really seems like a counterproductive thing, but absolutely is working in our favor. We are more efficient, we are more profitable, our partners are more profitable. We're just spending our time on stuff that's important to us, stuff that's going to generate the right return for us, that's going to drive our business forward, that's going to spread our message. So give it a try. Next time you get met with an opportunity, think about, actually, does this serve me long term? Does this go in the direction that I'm heading? Ultimately, you need to get really clear on where you are heading, and that's going to be probably the bulk of my call with this new client this morning. Precisely where are you heading? Once we know where you're heading and we can see the milestones to get you there, then we know immediately when we see an opportunity, does this serve me? Does this move me in the right direction, or does it not? And if it doesn't, politely decline. So yeah, hope you found that valuable. I better get in. Well, that call starts in about 10 or 15 minutes. So any questions, comments, please do leave them below. If you think this video is going to be useful for somebody that you know that perhaps just says yes to everything and they find themselves just juggling too many balls, spinning too many plates, by all means, please do share it. Otherwise, I will catch you on the next video. Cheers, guys.